Welcome to Chandwell. My name's Michael, and this week I've been working on the tiniest little, most detailed buttress tops on my model of Bradford Cathedral. The cathedral itself is coming on well, and Chandwell remains in a state of pause, but I do have big plans for Chandwell in the coming months once the cathedral is done. I started making a video for my channel members on Sunday, and I thought that since there's lots of interesting things to show you, not least my good friend Adrian's Rockport layout, that I'd make this members video open to everyone. So over to me, yesterday. Hello channel members, and welcome to Chandwell's members update for Sunday the 2nd of November. A little bit different today. I'm off to Rochdale, to the Rochdale Model Railway Show, where my good friend and fellow card modeller Adrian has his layout Rockport there to see. So I'm going to go and see that, say hello to Adrian, and then I'll come back and tell you what I've been up to on Chandwell. See you soon. This is the site of Leicester Dyke Station, which is going to be my inspiration for maybe Chandwell Riverside in a few years' time. So we just left Sowerby Bridge station and I was looking forward to seeing this very special building. Do you recognise this? Yes, it's Chandwell's very own Town Hall, or Club Passion and Ben's Beds as it is now. I absolutely love seeing real Chandwell buildings from the train windows. It really brings that sense of familiarity. But we're nearly at Rochdale. Let's go and see Adrian's layout. Welcome to Rockport. Rockport is Adrian Cook's double O gauge layout, set in around about the same time as Chandwell. But it's on the other side of the Pennines. Rockport is a satellite town of Manchester. So although it's double O gauge, whereas I model N scale, everything else that you see here is very, very similar to how I approach my work on Chandwell. I build what I see around me in West Yorkshire. Adrian builds what he sees around him in Stockport. Each one of these buildings is based upon a prototype in and around Stockport, and each one has oodles of character, just like my buildings on Chandwell. Adrian is the absolute master of using found objects to add extra detail to his models. He's used things such as roll plugs and kids' jewellery and doll's house furniture and all kinds of things in really unusual and creative ways to bring the extra little bits of detail to the buildings. He's actually had 2 articles in Railway Modeller in the recent months explaining all of these techniques, and if you can get hold of those, they're really worth a look because they can be inspirational and can really transform the buildings that we make. Adrian uses the sticky label technique for windows across his layout, but there's a brilliant example here in the roof of his station building, allowing you to see inside the station. It's a really nice touch. And look there on the cupola at the top, that's an old plastic nut. Just one example of the many ways that he uses found objects. I've used mirrors in a couple of places on Chandwell, but Adrian has used a mirror to excellent effect down there at the end of his high street, where the shopping centre car park goes over the road. It extends the high street right down into the distance and really fools the eye into thinking that it goes on and on, off-scene. There on the carpet shop is a great example of using painted costume jewellery for the fancy bits on what used to be the Imperial Cinema. There's so much to see on Adrian's layout, but I think my favourite is the Victoria pub. Just look at the detail he's got on the windows there and on the stonework at the top. That's nail art stickers, if I think rightly. It's similar to the Weir pub, isn't it? Maybe that's why I like it so much. I met Rick and Pauline from Well Chuffed Railways. They were here filming Adrian's layout as well. Maybe watch out on their channel and you shall see it again. Another similarity with my style is the way that Adrian likes to squeeze little buildings into the most unusual of shapes. This triangular pub here, the Railway Arms, really goes well in this little spot of ground. It was a real pleasure to go and see Adrian and have a proper look at Rockport in an exhibition setting. The buildings on Rockport really make the layout something to see. Everyone is different, yet everyone fits into the overall atmosphere of the layout and the real sense of time and place that gives. Adrian and I have a very similar approach to buildings. We see something that inspires us and work out the best way to make it, rather than starting with a few bits and working out what the best way to make them into something is. It's a subtle difference, but the way that it adds atmosphere, a sense of time, a sense of place to an overall layout is really what makes it. So, Let's go back across the Pennines and see what's been going on in Chandwell. I've been cutting the tiniest possible triangles out of bits of card and trying to carefully transfer them on the tip of my knife to the top of these buttresses on the south side. As you can see, the south of the cathedral is coming on. I've got the aisle, the transept and the porch in place, but it's taking me absolutely ages because of the intricacy of these buttresses. There's so many bits and pieces going together to make these buttresses, and it's incredibly small. They've got these 4 triangles at the top and they all come together to a point at the top. We're talking about unimaginably small pieces here. And whilst it would have been great to be able to 3D print something, because I've already decided to not use 3D printing or anything like that for this model, I am, constrained by what I have. And what I have is tiny little bits of paper. So I am putting them together like this. I'm not using any internal support. I'm hoping that the pieces are small enough and the glue is dense enough to kind of just hold them all in place as I go. So I'm transferring these little tiny triangles on the tip of my knife into place on the top of the buttress. So I've recorded this whole process and I am going to make a full video about it, because I think once it's finished, I'm hoping that this south side, whilst it's the most intricate and detailed part of the entire model, I must say I'm not doing my best job on it because it's maybe a little bit too fiddly for what I'm used to, but I'm doing my best and I think it will look good once it's finished and varnished and everything's up to date. But for now, it's just a case of very slowly, very meticulously and very carefully trying to get these little tiny triangles into place on top of these buttresses. I've been working on these buttresses for almost 2 weeks and I've got very little to show for it. I really enjoyed my visit to Rockport and it was great to see Adrian and his excellent layout. It's always great to see the things that people can do with their card modelling. Adrian is one of the best card modellers that I know, and it's excellent to see his stuff. So thank you for watching this video, and if you're not a channel member, please do consider it. It's a great way to support the channel. Here's a look at what I was doing with the cathedral this time last year. In the meantime, watch out for the next video all about these tricky buttresses. Thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you then.